Working on larger pieces, like edge banding this piece of melamine, it's hard to get a good and comfortable working height and angle. So I set out to make some brackets to solve this problem. I kept mine on the CNC, but a bandsaw or jigsaw will also get the job done. I doubled up some 3/4 inch plywood with glue and rad nails. Then clamped it and set it to dry. And rounded over the edges. The back plate is glued and screwed. I made some shims from plastic sheets. These serve as spacers to make the inside circle thicker and make clearance when installing the support brackets. You'll see in a minute what I mean. I clamped on a back plate to prevent blowout from the Forstner bit on the back side of the leg, and then chamfered the edges of the holes. I placed the brackets in a position depending on the workpiece size. The workpiece is secured with these two oak wedges. Now it's a lot easier to get the job done in a comfortable working height. The inside of the support brackets are flush with the edge of the assembly table. When done, it's just a matter of storing them on the inside of the legs. I had some 20mm tempered shafts. I cut these into 2 different lengths for bench dogs. While at it, I started modifying some small F clamps by cutting off the ends. Then I cut off a piece of the bar. To re-weld it back on. Okay, so let's look at some clamping devices I made for the assembly table. If you're not worried about damaging the edges, you can butt the workpiece up against the dogs. The locking cams are cut out from some scrap 3/4 inch plywood. To fill the gap, I used these spacer blocks. These are drilled in such a way that they have 4 different spacings between the hole and the edge. I used some oak shims to protect the edge from the cam action, as it might damage the surface. Then it's just a matter of tightening the cams to lock the workpiece to the table. When working with thinner pieces than 3/4 inch, like this piece of pine, I switched to some thinner cams and spacers. I also used some shorter bench dogs. As you can see, if I don't use the oak shims, the edges get dented. So I have some lower profile oak shims for the thin stuff. Working on the edge of a piece, like for planing and stuff, it's just a matter of rearranging the bench dogs and the cams. Odd-shaped pieces can also be fastened with ease. And of course there's also the traditional clamping through the holes in the bench. The clamps make it hard to work on the whole surface at once, without rearranging the clamps. But working off the edge works great.